As long as Lance Armstrong has been a cycling titan, another world-class cyclist has been at his side, West Coast financial titan Thomas Weisel. Their jerseys bear the name of sponsor U.S. Postal Service, but Weisel is the owner of Armstrong's team. But he is more than just some rich guy in the front office. Weisel is Armstrong's longtime benefactor. When Armstrong was felled by cancer 6 years ago, sponsors abandoned him and few thought he'd ride again. But Weisel stepped in with the financial support for the ailing cyclist, giving him the comeback chance he so badly needed. When Armstrong shocked the world, surviving cancer and riding to victory in the Tour de France, Weisel was right at his side.
We figured that regardless of whether or not he was going to be able to get back to the peak of where he was or not, that, you know, he was already an American hero and he could add a lot in terms of both leadership and cachet to the team.
The yellow jerseys hanging in his office are gifts from Armstrong, one for each successive victory in the sport's most grueling event. But Weisel, too, is a world-class athlete in his own right. A national speed skating champion as a kid in Milwaukee, just missing a spot on the 1960 Olympic team, competing in decathlons in the 70s, ski racing in the 80s. But when he took up cycling 20 years ago, Weisel set brash goals the sort only a cocky investment banker would consider. He wanted his own world records in the over 40 age group, and in short time, he got them.
My goal was to be the world record holder in the kilo and was to win the national and world championship in the sprint, the match sprint. And so those were my goals, which I eventually realized, but it took 2 to 3 years of fanatical focus outside of business on the sport.
That same fanatical drive led Weisel to start not one but 2 powerhouse investment banks in San Francisco.
You've got to rally here.
Founding Montgomery Securities in the early 70s, selling it to Nations Bank for $1.2 billion, then jumping ship to start his own firm in 1999, concentrating on technology and growth stocks. But since the NASDAQ bubble burst, Thomas Weisel Partners has been pedaling into a stiff wind. First quarter revenues were half last year's. So perhaps it's a good thing that the bruising jock culture is a part of the ride at Weisel.
We've got athletes that are, you know, windsurfers and tennis players, and we've got sports teams, we got basketball teams, we got baseball teams. I mean, you know, our people are competing in wherever they can, whenever they can.
Last week, Lance Armstrong dropped his rivals in aggressive attacks in the Pyrenees and the Alps. Tomorrow, as he rides to victory down the Champs-Élysées in Paris, Weisel will be there cheering him on, celebrating a burning drive that rivals his own.
I just firmly believe, and I think many of us believe, that the attributes that allowed an individual to be successful in sports are transferable over into business.
Corey Johnson for CNBC Business Center, Marin County, California.